productive over here.
All right. Yes, we are back in Sports Unplugged. Leon is tired, and so we're not going through the whole production of everything.
Man, no, hold on now. Don't just put it out there to the people like I'm tired of them. And
no, not of y'all.
Yesterday we were here from 5 in the morning till 3, and then I had an appearance.
Mm-hmm.
I had my daughter's tennis match. Shout out to Thornwood tennis team, even though they got mud holes stomped in them by Lincoln way south. But great job for participating. My daughter did a great job. Her first tennis match ever. Then at 8 o'clock, I had to be at an event from 8 to 10, and I'm just a little gassed. So we're doing a quick hit. But you was like, Leon, tired today. Don't want to deal with you people that love the show. You won't give y'all full show because he tired. It's not like that.
All right, so on today's show, we're talking about we got LeBron, we got picks this week, we got Texas A&M playing against Alabama. Who else we got? We also got Canelo Mayweather this weekend as well.
Yeah.
So let's get it started.
Big NFL games.
Oh my God! In the games that last week.
Of course.
I don't know why I thought we did a show already, but we haven't. So we have to talk about last week's games.
True.
All right. So let's go back to last week. Handle that right now. Go back to last week. We had
Bears-Bengals.
Bears-Bengals. What did you feel about the offense, how it looked?
I'm going to say this, man. I pissed a lot of Bears fans off. I think the Bengals let the Bears off the hook.
Mm-hmm.
Do the old Dennis Green. They let them off the hook.
Mm-hmm.
Bengals, Andy Dalton was having a fine game.
Mm-hmm.
He was throwing the ball, and well. A.J. Green was having a monster game.
Mm-hmm.
He was lighting the Bears secondary up. I think it was just a case of the Bengals being a young team. They let the Bears off the hook. I will say this, though. Jay Cutler played steady. Wasn't super great. Wasn't bad. He played great, steady, took care of the football, had a great game, found Brandon Marshall late for the win. And I like that about Jay. I think that's going to do wonders for his confidence. Late game win like that. And, Trestman's letting them throw it around.
I like the fact that the Bears' offensive line didn't look that bad.
They held up.
They held up.
Against a very good, young, and talented defensive line.
They held up. Kyle Long actually looks like a very good first round
pick. He's a mauler, dude.
I love
Kyle I actually like the other guy, too, from Alabama.
The right tackle?
Yes.
They put 2 rookies on the right side.
And I think that right
together.
side is going to be solidified. Hopefully they can get good enough where they can move them to the left side.
And the funny thing about Kyle Long is whenever you see like a problem on the field, you always got to look where the hell's Kyle Long because you don't want him punching somebody and getting ejected out of a game. So it's always like, somebody get Kyle and move him to the side, please.
What do you feel about, what are your thoughts on Charles Tillman? I had a debate with some of the guys we do on Facebook. Shout out to the homies in the locker room on Facebook. We were having a debate about Charles Tillman. Andre Herring, a guy that's on the Facebook page that we talk about, he has this term that he coined, and I like it. It's very catchy, so I'm going to steal it. He calls it prolifically proficient, which means the guy is not elite, but he's good at what he does for what he does. And I feel that way about Charles Tillman. I feel Charles Tillman is good at creating turnovers. He's good at punching the ball out from behind and causing turnovers. But as just far as covering somebody for 80% of the game, I think you can win one-on-one matchups with him.
There's a reason why he's so good at punching the ball out and creating fumbles because the guy usually catches the ball and Charles is chasing after him and trying to knock the ball out.
I didn't want to be the one to say
that. But we always called him roasted nut. Where for
roasted
years.
Nuts.
I'm gonna tell you this right now about Charles Tillman. He's gotten better. I have not hated him
with
as much.
With age,
I have not hated him as much over the last few years as when I couldn't stand Charles Tillman. I thought Charles Tillman was the worst. And the thing is, Charles Tillman had a funny habit of getting burnt or doing something stupid or just being in the wrong position game after game, and then like 2 plays later, interception, fumble recovery, like, oh, there you go, Charles. So you do something to piss you off, and then like, woo!
Well, just like in the game Sunday, 2 interceptions, but then AJ just lights him up on one play, catches the ball, turns, hit him with the move, yak. Like, and that's what's so frustrating with him. And I think he's great playing in the cover 2. He's great, but I mean, you draft corners now to stick these big guys and run with them all over the field. And there's not too many of those guys left. And let's be honest, voted 34th best player in the NFL by his peers.
I mean, look, the Charles Tillman, like you said, it works in the cover two. In the cover two, you don't have to have corners that are one lock up, one-on-one cornerbacks.
You gotta have good safeties.
Because the thing about it is, if you look at any of the cornerbacks that we've had over the last 10 years with Lovie Smith and now, if they go to any other team, they are screwed. Yeah. They can't play with it. They have to play in cover two. Yeah. Charles Tillman can't play, one-on-one with most receivers.
And this is why I want the Bears to draft an athletic corner. Listen. The shutdown is a very strong word. It's like using the word elite. There are very few shutdown corners.
Like only
in
three
the league.
Three or five.
I'll give Richard Marshall. He shut down.
Who the hell is Richard Marshall?
From Seattle.
Sherman
Marshall. Richard Sherman.
Richard Sherman.
I don't know where I get Richard Marshall from. Richard Sherman from Seattle. Mm-hmm. I like Darrell.
Of course.
Darrell Revis. Mm-hmm. I like. Listen. People gonna say I'm crazy, but I like Antonio Cromartie. I still think he's shut down potential.
He has shut down potential.
Champ Bailey, when healthy,
can
still shut down.
Champ can still do.
And Patrick Peterson.
You can say Patrick Peterson, and heck, might even be able to say Joe Hayden from
D. Milner looked like he might round out into somebody, but the book's still out on him. But other than that, it's hard to say shut down corner. But the point is, they're drafting corners now to be bigger, stronger, and faster to deal with these bigger receivers. And I think the system, people can say the system, but why can't we get a corner that allows us sometime to just get out of cover two and let him cover one side of the field?
The Bulls are the Bears are like the Bulls where they go safe. Yeah. They go real safe in character and everything like that. So that's how I look at it like that. But hold on, go back to the Bears offense. The thing I like about the Bears offense as well is that Trestman, and I'm stealing this from Jay Lee. Trestman is saving Jay Cutler from himself. That's what this offense does because
how so?
Because the thing about this offense is you see a lot. I've never seen Jay Cutler.
West Coast offense.
I know, but I've never seen Jay Cutler check down so much. Jay Cutler likes to go vertical. We all know that, and force balls into places they're not supposed to be. You didn't see that often in this game because of the routes they were running.
And I get it, but at the same time, his safety valve is still. Like I gotta get him to throw to everybody else. I'm sorry. I have to have him forced into a situation like Brady is up in New England right now, who's throwing to a bunch of.
No, we saw that before we got Brandon Marshall. That's not good.
I know, but what I'm saying is, Alshon Jeffrey, these guys are never going to develop if you don't start trying to get them the ball. And I don't mean force it. Mm-hmm. They got to work. They got to do the routes, and they got to get open. But I think Brandon is Jay's crutch. Like, I can't really say Peyton Manning has a crutch. Mm-mm. I can't say Drew Brees has a crutch. Mm-mm. He makes the play where it needs to be made. Right. And that's what I want to see more of from Jay Cutler.
I mean, but here's the thing. I'm not going to lie. This past game, I thought he distributed the ball a lot better than I've seen him do since we got in Brandon Marshall. Earl Bennett got a catch, which was amazing because I didn't even know Earl Bennett was still alive.
It was an Earl Bennett sighting.
Right. Martellus Bennett. Our new tight end.
The black unicorn.
With the catch, with the knuckles. Caught it with the knuckles. I didn't even think it was a catch.
And didn't let the guy take it away from him either.
No. And Alshon got a couple catches and there was a few drops out there too. But I think that with this offense, he's going to be forced to kind of move the ball around. The defense still solid. Bend and don't break. Yeah, that's what it is, and that's when you see AJ Green go off for what he did, 142 yards receiving. But I had a feeling watching that game that even though he didn't get all these yards, I had a feeling that the Cincinnati Bengals were going to get shut down in the second half, which they basically did. And the funny quote that I heard from AJ Green was he was saying that we could do whatever we wanted to do on offense. The Bears really didn't stop us. I'm like, well, if you turn over the ball 3 times, somebody had to stop you.
Of course. What about the linebackers? What grade would you give them?
Our linebackers?
The new guys. Williams, Anderson.
Bostic.
Bostic didn't really get any tick.
He really didn't get much tick, which kind of surprised me. We all kind of thought Bostic was going to play a lot more.
I didn't. I actually didn't. I know he had a great preseason, but I'm cool with him sitting and learning because Williams is not no slouch.
No. He's a vet. He's a strong
and
vet.
I think he needs to sit and learn from them first before Kasim Green and them guys start, infusing that youth in there. But the
linebackers are solid. It's like everyone's wondering how we're going to handle not having Brian Urlacher out there. But the thing is,
excuse me. Mm-hmm. who's been being a little bit of a bitch lately. Sorry, B. I love you, Lack, but yo.
Hey, he's doing his job.
Whole tendencies.
He's doing his job.
Whole tendencies.
He's doing his job, man.
Nah,
No, wait, hold on. You know about Jay Cutler not calling him?
No, I'm talking about the whole.
We had a dive guy?
We had a dive guy, still bitter about the whole Bears situation. And I want to talk about that, too, because I feel like, what are you bitter for? They gave you an offer that you should have taken.
If you want to play.
And then for you to come back and say, the reason why I'm not playing because I choose to retire. Nah, bro.
Because they offered you $4 million.
Nobody else wanted you. You couldn't get a job anywhere else. The Vikings didn't want. The Vikings was like, nah, we cool.
And the thing is, the Bears offered you, what, $1 million?
They offered him a $2 million deal for 1 year. $1 million was guaranteed, and the other $1 million was based off,
right,
their option, which they probably would have gave it to him and just told him not to come back. But they were basically going to give him money to be a mentor.
Basically.
To Bostic and all these guys, which would have been great.
But look, man, whenever you don't get what you want, you're going to be a little bitter. You're going to be. And now that he's in the media for Fox Sports 1, there's a mic in front of his face every day. So he's just letting it ride now. Talking about, how he doesn't want the Bears to win a Super Bowl this year. Like I said, I've said this before. No one would want their team.
No. After you leave?
Oh, no.
Because that would be like,
No.
Ask Tiki Barber how he feels.
That right there.
After all that bullshit he put the Giants through, when he left, they win the Super Bowl.
That's the worst thing. I will never forget this. When I left, I was in high school. I left Schaumburg High School here in Illinois. I left Schaumburg High School, went down to Georgia, and played my senior year down there. These guys decided to go to the state finals back in Schaumburg.
Hey.
And I'm sitting there and I'm watching this thing and I'm like,
that was me.
There's a part of me inside me that says,
that wants them to lose.
I need y'all to lose this game because that would just suck.
Yeah.
But, they lost and I was like, man, so close, guys. But, and the little part of me was like, thank you, God. That would really suck if they won and, I wasn't there.
Back to football.
The Bears?
Bears. Honestly, what do you see them going this year?
Like I said, I think they can win the NFC North. I think the NFC North is open for anyone to win it. I don't think Green Bay is going to be as dominant as they have been the past 2 years. I think it's wide open, and I'm like, why not? Why not the Bears?
I'm looking at the defenses in Chicago. You just said the Bears have a bend but don't break defense.
I've had one for 10 years.
And Green Bay has put their foot in that bend but don't break defense ass every year. Only thing that's missing from Green Bay, their line might be a little suspect, but where's our pass rush been? Julius Peppers, have you seen him? You let go of Izzy. Izzy's gone. He's in Detroit now, which I think that helps them immensely as far as depth on their defensive line, which is already young.
Probably the best front seven
in the NFC North. But the thing about it, Aaron Rodgers still has his receivers. He still has his young guys. He still has Jordy Nelson. He still has Randall Cobb, who I think is going to be one of the best receivers on that team when it's all said and done.
Right.
And I don't see the Bears outscoring Green Bay. If it becomes a shootout,
right.
I think Green Bay will get more stops than the Bears will.
Like I said, I think you'll be surprised. I think that I think that you need that the Bears this year. I just have a feeling that this year the Bears will have an opportunity to win the NFC North and get to the playoffs. Do I think they make the Super Bowl? No. I didn't
feel that way in 2000. I didn't feel that way in 2006, though.
I think if they see the Packers in the playoffs, the Packers will knock them out, or the 49ers. Just when we saw them, when we allowed them to get into the playoffs a few years ago, when we sat our starters, I'm like, don't you dare! You better put them out right now. They had an opportunity to put the Packers out, and they didn't. You don't want to see the Packers in the playoffs. No. I don't think that's going to work.
Okay.
But I do see them win the North, and I see the Packers getting in as a wild card, and the Bears going to get knocked out first or second round.
Let's go to the next game.
Next game was Washington versus Philly. That was interesting.
Listen.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Somebody.
Be honest with you here.
What?
I think Chip Kelly's going to get fired in 2 years.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because I think that offense is not going to work.
Listen.
I don't think that, it was amazing watching the first, 7 plays, how they just went down. The only thing that stopped them was that crazy batted ball, fumbled, take back the, it was a crazy situation of how that all went down. But look, Washington really didn't know what the hell to expect. They got hit.
No one does.
They got hit in the mouth, and it was just. But everybody looked tired. By the end of the game, in the second half, Philly looked gassed.
I will say this though. I think that offense can work if he makes minor adjustments and tweaks to it.
Mm-hmm.
One, no way they're going to be able to keep that tempo up.
They can't.
All the time. But at the same time, if they change it up, come out one series, take your time, run plays.
Mm-hmm.
Come out another series, take your time, one play.
That's how I look at it.
Then the next, maybe like with 8 minutes or something left in the half, everything is tempo. You change it because I'm not gonna lie, Washington looked freaking lost.
No.
They looked lost. But now then you saw the tired factor set in the second half when Washington made their run.
And Philly looked tired. Here's my thing.
But they got out far enough
where they can
hold
them all. Yeah.
And all that matters is what's the score at the end of the clock.
That's true.
When the clock hits 0.
I also see Michael Vick limping in the middle of the game too. So it's just like when I see this tempo, I'm just like, I don't know if I really believe. And then somebody reminded me about Steve Spurrier. His first game, he about 31 points, 71 plays in the game. He did a whole bunch of stuff, and then you saw what happened.
Here's
with
the difference
Spurrier.
though with Michael Vick, because Philly's line is not trash.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Vick's got to learn how to take care of himself. I mean, he's still, and I guess that's because, when you're running that ball, you're trying to get every yard you can. But he's got to leave that. Also, what we fail to realize, LaShawn McCoy had 180 yards rushing.
Mm-hmm.
And LaShawn McCoy was a horse. He wasn't tired.
He ran that ball, 31, 32 times?
And that's great. He ran that ball 31, 32 times. In a spread offense, and got a gash the Redskins, which is a good defense for 180 yards. And this is where the tempo comes into play. And this is where Michael Vick has to say, "Hey, let me reserve my legs, get down and slide." Same way with RG3, all the running quarterbacks. So sometimes I think the whole injury thing, Michael Vick has control over that.
Right.
You just gotta be smart.
Take it.
Instead of trying to get that extra yard, get out of bounds.
Or slide. Get down. RG3 looked like basically how I thought he was gonna look. Mm-hmm. Rusty.
Yeah.
He's not blaming the time off or the knee or anything like that.
Or the drops.
Or the drops for any of it. That's great, whatever. But I don't think he look. I personally don't think he looked right. When I watched that game, I'm glad he came back and let them back. But
I think it's here.
Please believe me. You watched when he ran the ball. Mm-hmm. That didn't look right at all.
It didn't look fluid and flowing like
it looked like he was dragging his leg. Yeah. And so I'm just like, ugh.
I think it's mental though. Mm-hmm. It's going to be just like with Derrick Rose coming back from his knee. It's mental. I mean, you get the first. If he's still dragging that leg after 2 or 3 games, we have an issue. But maybe around 2 or 3 games, 4 games, he should be like, hey, I'm okay. Well, I can get out here and do what I do.
The timing was off and everything in the first half, but it looked like he was actually getting into the rhythm into the second half. So I feel like this is probably going to be the worst game he plays.
And once again, that tempo created a lot of that too. Let's be honest. You sitting on the bench, next thing you know, they scored already? Damn, we got to go back out there. It was kind of like that too. Mm-hmm. So, but I have Philly. I think it's going. The NFC East is going to be fun to watch this year.
It's gonna be crazy.
It's going to be very fun.
It's gonna be crazy. Let's see. Other game. 49ers and Green Bay. Colin Kaepernick is the man.
Best quarterback in the NFL right now.
I think the entire league did an oh shit when they realized that Colin Kaepernick was not running the read option.
Best quarterback in the NFL right now.
And what Leon and I were saying about the Philadelphia offense, Jim Harbaugh ran a lot of read option last year with Colin Kaepernick. But this year he was like, it's going to be part of the offense,
and I'm gonna let that boy throw that ball.
Not the entire offense.
I'm going to let him throw that ball.
And he obviously let him throw that ball. The thing about it is that was kind of interesting to me was Anquan Bolden. Baltimore. Y'all some idiots. I'm sorry. Because
you cashed out on Flacco.
The reason why Flacco did so well last year in the playoffs
because he had
Anquan Bolden catching balls everywhere.
Listen, Colin Kaepernick is the best quarterback in the NFL right now.
I didn't expect that.
I don't care
I didn't even
if
expect
you
that.
say Peyton Manning. I don't care if you say Tom Brady, Drew Brees. None of these cats, for what he brings and what he gives you, he is the best quarterback in the NFL. He can throw for 400 yards. He can run for 100 yards. He's big, strong. And we're not talking about just chucking it downfield. He got touch. The boy makes all the throws. He is the greatest find by the San Francisco 49ers since Joe Montana and Steve Young. He is the best quarterback in the NFL right now.
And the thing is, you can't say you're just jumping on the or
No.
you're just jumping to conclusions. We saw what he was doing last year, and that was just
running the ball.
He was running the ball. And the thing is, when he first came to the league and Jim Harbaugh drafted him, and you would see him just come out there to run a read option every once in a while. But then I started seeing him throw the ball. They started having him throw the ball, and I was like, this guy has an arm. And then I'm like, this guy's kind of accurate too. And then when Alex Smith went out and he played against our Bears, because we had the first-hand look of just what the hell is this? Because I remember when the Bears played them last year, I was like, all right, we got this new quarterback out there. We're about to kick their ass. And he came down and threw that ball and ran it down our throats. On his first start ever on Monday Night Football, lit into us.
Knowing what you know now, you take the starting quarterbacks in the NFL, throw them in a pot and redraft them. Who goes number one? Knowing what you know now about everybody.
Let's qualify something real quick. Am I just
knowing what you know now about everybody?
Just this season or for like starting a franchise right now?
Franchise.
I'll go with young Colin Kaepernick right now. I'm not even lying. Cause I was like
him. I put it like this. Him. And I hate to say it, that a lot of the new guys. I mean, I'm gonna mix a Peyton in there. He gets in my top 5, but a lot of the new guys are going first.
Well, yeah,
maybe Colin, Russell Wilson,
they're younger, yeah.
Cam, Killer Cam, and they're younger. But I'm just talking about the skill set,
right?
The physical skill set of these guys, the size, the strength. I mean, Russell Wilson he's not the typical size of a typical quarterback, but he's solid, put together, dude.
And he can play ball.
And he's a leader.
And another thing I took away from this weekend was that the offenses, the rules the changing of the rules have really these offenses are scoring at will. Scoring at will and just putting up yards and yards and yards. You can't touch the wide receiver. You can't touch the quarterback.
Do we really care about hits then? While we sit up here and talk about all the hitting in football, because I saw some exciting football.
I saw good football.
The Green Bay San Francisco game was very, very exciting.
Oh, it was really good.
You know, the ugliest game we've seen so far is the one that happened last night with the New England Patriots.
Actually,
that might have been one of the ugliest games.
That probably would have been Pittsburgh versus.
That Jets game was horrible.
Well, yeah,
when have you seen the Patriots be boring? They were absolutely boring.
Okay, another thing I took from the weekend was that the Patriots were going to have a rough season this year. And then when I watched them last night, I was like, I feel bad for Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Like, look,
I don't.
I have, okay.
I don't.
No, I don't mean.
Got rings.
I understand that. I'm talking about for this season.
Brazilian wife.
I'm talking about for this season.
That you go home to every night. Oh, my God, Viva Brazil. Now, I don't feel fucking sorry for Tom Brady.
I'm just saying.
God bless you, Tom.
I've never seen Tom Brady get mad at his, like, really, really pissed off.
And jap out?
He was losing it last night. You can see him yelling. He was open. He was wide open. You have guys dropping the balls. You have Amendola.
I think 17 going to be gone.
You got Amendola doing what Amendola does early. He out. Amendola's already out. He's already out. One game. Amendola I was like,
when
one game.
When he was gonna be my litmus test to prove everybody wrong about Wes Welker, like everybody can catch 100 balls in the slot in New England.
They're talking about he'll be out for 6 weeks.
That's
he
crazy.
Better not be.
For his groin.
My question is, where's Brandon Lloyd? Why can't y'all just call him back? Might as well.
Probably like double finger. No, but let's get back in our games we picked last week. What do
Giants? I'm sorry. We had Giants and
the G-Men.
Who did the G-Men
play?
They
took on the boys.
The Cowboys.
One of the
that was an ugly game too. A lot of yards and touchdowns.
But I'll say this: the reason why I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to win the NFC East this year because nobody's picking them to. They're going to be. This is the absolute. The Dallas Cowboys are the radio of the NFC East. You ever see the movie Radio? Like, they're the goofballs. Like, every year they're picked, they're going to suck. This year they're not picked. Tony Romo's going to play well. The defense is going to play well. And they're going to win the NFC East.
Dallas should have blown the Giants out.
Yeah.
Eli Manning still, after throwing 2 picks and not having a running back, still
Right.
threw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. Dallas Cowboys, I think, are just a joke. I think they need a new quarterback, personally. I just think, I
What
like
mistakes did Romo
I
make?
like Tony Romo, but I just this whole team needs to get blown up. And
Their defense let them down a lot last
and
year.
they're one of the most talented. They have some of the most
Personnel.
Yeah, the personnel is amazing, but it's like I don't know what the head coach got to go. Something, because it doesn't make any sense.
That's where it lies. I think the problem lies.
Because this makes no sense whatsoever. I know they won the game, but they even look like
calling Dave Wanstead.
Oh man, please.
Not Dave Wanstead. Bill Cowher. Calling Bill Cowher. That's your job. I bet you come out of retirement for that job.
Oh yeah, no, I know that, but I just don't think Bill Cowher could do anything for that team.
Yes, he could. Power.
What?
What was the other game we had?
The other game we had Atlanta, New Orleans.
Hey man, the family's back together.
And they're doing what they
When
do.
you got-
but
when-
that right there, Atlanta, New Orleans, they're fighting for that number 1 spot all year this year.
Yeah,
All year this year, they're fighting for that
But
number 1
Peyton's
spot.
back. The wizard is back. The creator, and when he's talking to his head magician, they you can see how much different the offense
yeah.
is. And everybody forgot about Marcus Colston, elite receiver. Everybody forgot about this guy. You know, a lot of people forgot about this guy. All the Saints have to do is play average defense because we know they can put points on the board. And here's the thing with Atlanta. Here's the thing with Atlanta that's going to frustrate me. They're going to start becoming the Dallas Cowboys of the South if they don't get this monkey off their back. Position by position, offensively and defensively, no one touches them in the NFC South. But they cannot put it together. You got a stud quarterback. Your receiving core might be the best in the league.
I mean, Roddy White was not all there.
It don't matter. You still got Julio. They're young. Harry Douglas. They're a bunch of young guys, receivers, all tall, all big, all can run. You add a beast at running back that's good for 25 to 30 carries a game, and Steven Jackson.
You brought back Tony Gonzalez, who does what Tony Gonzalez
who's the best, one of the best receiving tight ends ever in the history of the game. You're going to start becoming the Dallas Cowboys. All that firepower. Is it their coach?
No, I can't even say it's their coach.
What is it? That
no
defense
idea.
is solid. You bring that.
See, here's the thing. It was their youth for like the last 3 years.
Okay, that's not an excuse
You can't use an
anymore.
excuse this year. I mean, look, New Orleans is a good team. Them losing to New Orleans, I don't have a problem with them losing to New Orleans the way they lost to New Orleans. It was a close game. It was a good game. It just happened. They lost. But to me, it's about what they're going to do in the playoffs. You have to make it to the playoffs, and you have to do something.
And you have to win more than one game.
You might. They did last year. They went to the conference championship last year. You might have to go to the Super Bowl to prove something.
Right.
You know,
at least get there.
You might have to do something. You have to do something because you have to do more than what you've done in the past.
I don't know.
Well, maybe make it to the conference
Jury's
championship.
out on Atlanta, man. Another season where you have nothing to show for it. You start becoming the Dallas Cowboys. Most overrated.
Yep. So that was last week. Did we have any more games we had to talk about from last week?
Because Denver just put it on the Ravens so bad.
Right. We talked about them last week. Seven touchdown passes.
No doubt. So now let's get into this week games. First game.
We can do our picks.
Okay.
We can do our picks right now for this week. This week you got the Vikings versus the Bears. Leon, you had the Bears.
I'm going Bears.
Everybody with the Bears. Jay Lee went with the Bears.
Adrian Peterson will have over 100 yards rushing.
I wouldn't be surprised. Redskins versus Packers. Everybody had the Packers.
Aaron Rodgers jumps back on track. Didn't have a bad game against San Francisco. They just got outplayed.
Redskins go 0-2. That's how we're looking at 0-2.
And they still won't be out of the hunt.
They won't be out of the hunt, not in the East.
But that's a nice little hold on to start out.
Because the East will keep on beating up on each other.
Right.
Raiders versus Jaguars. This was just one of them games where I was looking at all the games.
Both teams suck.
Both teams suck. It's hard to pick, so I want everyone to pick.
I like the Raiders, and let me tell you why.
So everybody else.
It's going to be amazing why I say this, because of their quarterback. The Jags quarterback, terrible. It's not going to happen. Really, only the weapon they got. The one weapon is sobering up somewhere right now, and the other weapon, Maurice Jones-Drew, is the only one they got. Sorry, Justin Blackman. You got to chill, though. But the Raiders, Terrell Pryor will have another 100-yard rushing game, and all those goofballs who ran out and went and picked them up for your fantasy team, you're not going to start them. So why'd you go pick them up? You've already got like a Tom Brady, but you ran out and picked up Terrell Pryor
just because.
You're never going to start him. And then the 1 week you get to start him because your other quarterback
terrible.
He's going to be playing somebody like San Francisco where he's going to get lit up. So, go figure.
Broncos versus Giants, Manning Bowl.
Big brother wins this one.
Jay Lee and Leon went with the Broncos. Me and Brian Crawford said, screw it. Listen, we're keep on riding with our Giants,
y'all
baby.
Are nuts, man.
We're going to keep riding with Eli, baby.
After watching.
We got Brandon Jacobs back this week,
Manning
baby.
Torch a decent Ravens secondary. They're not bad.
He out of bullets, baby. He out of bullets.
He is going to light the Giants.
He had a revolver and shot 7 bullets. You can't be more out of bullets than that.
The defensive line will not touch him. He will stay clean, and Demaryius Thomas and company and Decker and Wes Welker will have a field day with the Giants. I predict blowout. I predict Peyton Manning throws for over 350 yards.
Last game, 49ers and Seahawks. Jay Lee and Brian Crawford went with the 49ers. You and myself went with the Seahawks.
As my man Jim Ross would say, it's going to be a slobber knocker. This is a slobber knocker right here. This is going to be, first of all, it's going to be a low-scoring game, and it's going to be brutal. And the only reason I'm giving the edge to the Seahawks, look, Colin Kaepernick right now, like I said, he's the best quarterback in the league. But somebody who could arguably put that name in the hat as one of the dopest quarterbacks in the league is Russell Wilson. And I just think at the end of the day, Seattle Seahawks running game is going to be better with Marshawn Lynch. What they lack for in the passing game, on the defensive side of the ball, Richard Sherman and the guys will be allowed to just man up on the corner and guard the 49ers receivers who can be a little shaky at times, minus Vernon Davis. And Anquan Bolden. So you take Sherman, you put him on Anquan Bolden.
You call it a day.
And you call it a day.
And it's just going to be a battle of two beats.
Lock up. Going up. There's going to be a lot of flags in this game. I'm already ready for the helmet slaps.
I'm going with the Seahawks, mostly because of the home field advantage that they have.
12th man.
They haven't lost at home. Didn't lose at home last year. They play very well at home. So I'm going to give it to the Seahawks because of the home field advantage. Like I said, I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a great game. So I'm looking forward to that game. Other little tidbits.
I will say this, though. I like Jim Harbaugh because he's going to have a rivalry with every coach in this league. Yeah. He's going to get it in against.
I just love that he hates Pete Carroll, and they brought that from college straight to the pros. I'm like, this is awesome.
He hates everybody.
Oh, yeah.
He don't like nobody.
He don't like his brother.
And he don't like nobody. It burned him up to lose to him that one. He don't like nobody, and I love that about him. And his team shows the same thing.
Yeah, I love that. I love the fact that his older brother is just the more is a cool one out of the group. He's just like, hey man, be easy, dog. He's the ultimate older brother. He's just like John Harbaugh. It's just like
I'm gonna punch somebody in their face.
And so what is John Harbaugh like?
What is that gonna get you?
Like a cool older brother does.
What's that?
Like you beat your brother up. You look at your brother. Hey man, here's Anquan. Here's Anquan.
And what is that gonna get you? What did that get you? Huh?
You still don't got a ring.
Be cool. I got two.
I got a ring.
Here's Anquan. Just be cool.
Here's Anquan. Shut up. Don't talk to mom. Don't tell mom, no dad. Just take Anquan and be good. His older brother literally gave him Anquan Bolden because he beat him in the Super Bowl.
My brother be like, you better not go to sleep. He that little brother. I'm going to stab you when you go to sleep. I'm going to stab the shit out of you.
It's like Jim Harbaugh needs like Ritalin or something like that. I can only see that he's just like at the dinner table.
He is turned up. What's that?
Right.
Like he chewing his meat and just never breaks eye contact.
Jim, why you have your whistle at the table? Shut up! Jim Harbaugh. Hey, let's be honest. Anyone would look at Jim Harbaugh as their coach. I had to take we're taking Jim Harbaugh right now to be our coach. I don't care. The man knows how to coach an offense and he knows how to coach a team.
Amen.
Let's go into basketball real quick.
Yeah.
I want to talk about this because I just feel like the Miami Heat is getting over on the league right now. I'm getting real mad at them. Now, most people think that them picking up Michael Beasley and Michael Beasley is done for some reason. Just because the boy likes to get high and smokes all the time and whatever he does, speeding and DUIs and things like that. Yes, it's a problem, but the boy can still ball. I don't care what nobody says. The boy can still play ball. And put him on a team like this, where they're probably going to need him,
Listen,
he'll be all right.
2 words for Miami Heat. What if? And I'm gonna say what if. What if Michael Beasley gets it together? Say I'm playing behind one of the greatest small forwards ever. I can learn from him. What if Greg Oden's knees hold up just for the playoff run? I don't need him. They don't need him to hold up for the regular season. They can handle that. They need him to hold up for that playoff run. The last tail end of the season when they're jockeying for position, whether it be a 1 or 2 seed, and the playoff run. And what if LeBron decides to bump it up a notch? Like we really haven't seen LeBron do of like what a Jordan has done, like 30 points per game in the playoffs or regular season just shit on the league, like just maliciously. Like, what if LeBron just decides, you know what? I'm tired of
the league in scoring and assists and rebounds
and win Defensive Player of the Year. I just want to totally dominate. And the rest of you guys, if there's some points left, pick them up.
Right.
Really, all Beasley have to do is double.
What if Greg Oden decides to play all season long?
Right. Really, all him and Oden have to do is double. Do you understand some of the lineups the Heat can put out? They can go, Brian, you run the point, Wade at the 2, Beasley at the 3, Oden in the middle, and Bosh at the 4.
Everybody knew that Beasley was going to try to go to Miami. I personally, as a GM, would just pick up Beasley just to make sure his ass didn't go
to anybody else.
To anybody else.
Now,
You can sit at the end of the damn bench. Oh, I care.
If I'm the Heat, I tell him this though: we have 0 tolerance.
Well, I mean, we already know that the man. This is the lowest. This is the lowest risk, highest reward ever.
Your mama have to come live with you
because Beasley has a non-guarantee. He basically only has a training camp invite. His contract ain't guaranteed at all. So I mean, he's there because he knows this is his last shot.
Leave LeBron mama alone. Because Beasley might get in there and be like, hey.
Nah, man, she taking, dog.
The real Lambo?
Yeah, the real Lambo, dog.
Beasley come through with the braids. Hey.
The real Lambo, man. That's where it's at.
I hoop. I don't need Bron money. I got bread.
Real Lambo up in LeBron's house wearing his ring.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry.
But
let's just hold on. Let's just take a side note of that right there, man. LeBron, I know that's your mother. I know you love your mama.
Oh my God.
But there's certain things you can't allow your mother to do. You know, with her sometimes drinking and getting in trouble with people like that. That's your mama. You just ma, chill out. She brings this 31-year-old dude into your house.
He's 3 years older than you.
And he has, I look up to LeBron. No, you can't. You are my mother's boyfriend. You can't look up to me.
Hold on.
If they got married, you'd be my stepfather.
I got one better.
I
got one better. Mama, look here. I have you around men of power.
Yeah.
Men who own teams. Men who own oil companies. Men who design shoes for Nike. Pilots that fly Lear jets for a living. And you go and get the real Lambo. Are you fucking kidding me?
You've seen his video?
And I don't even know dude. Might be a great guy. But Mom,
I don't want him hanging out with me and Wade in a picture with us.
I just had you sitting next to Bob Johnson that owns the Bobcats. And he ain't married no more. Used to. Well, he a billionaire nonetheless.
Right.
And he ain't married no more.
Mm-hmm.
How about that? The real Lambo.
She had the type, though. Young. Real young.
And that's what I mean about Michael Beasley. Light skin.
Real young.
A little bipolar.
Right, a little crazy.
A
little crazy. Yeah, that's her type.
I'm just like, yo.
Hey man, when I saw
maybe this will feel.
Hey,
maybe
man.
he'll take it all out on everybody on the court.
Man, when I saw the Real Lambo Instagram page and I just saw him like flossing all the LeBron stuff, be on the jet, I'm like, this is too much. I can't respect this. Can't respect it. And then I seen all his people talking about, man, you really living the life, dog.
And to me, that's what.
Shut up.
And to me, that's what's gonna do it. It's not the real Lambo. It's his boy, that's been with him forever.
That's right. Man, this is great.
Hey man, got down. You got down. He dating got down.
Glory
got down. Hey man, you got kiss shit back, man. Got goddamn video out here, man. Do this shit, Florida, man. Old blocker. What you say? You goddamn video, man. Goddamn Adam Brown, you shoot goddamn video in his house, man, where they go play Minnesota. We come over there, shoot goddamn video. You're gonna be playing Minnesota. LeBron gonna see it on the thing, the real Lambo. And he gonna be like, why is he in my car? In my house.
In my house.
Well, y'all was out.
My kids are at home.
Y'all was playing Minnesota. Y'all was playing Minnesota, so we just don't get use the house for the
Oh, congratulations to LeBron getting married. Mom.
Yes, man.
Having a barbecue.
Nuptials.
In San Diego, and it's like one of two places, so people can't figure out where to go.
That's nice.
Hey, man, do your thing, man. And I gotta say that Savannah has got to be one of the
realest chicks. She's the new Juanita Jordan. Because Juanita was the realest. Nah, she's the realest.
You know. When you're the first lady of the best player in the world.
That's an honor no one can take. Well, I don't know. I'm going to tell you who come close. And she ain't even married. But Gabby Union shut it down when she walked in with D-Wade.
Yeah.
Gabby Union shut it down.
But you know,
Gabby, but that's because she established all
that. Yeah, Gabby Union is established celebrity. Yeah. But Savannah, I guess we would say regular.
Yeah, regular chick. Savannah's
gorgeous girl.
Winning.
So,
LeBron, shout out to Brian, man.
And shout out to Brian for never, ever being caught up in some BS. Have you ever heard?
So we know you got hoes. Everybody in the NBA got hoes. Let's just be real. Everybody in the NBA got hoes.
You want to get real with it?
Everybody got hoes.
Man. Okay.
Now, I'm not going to do the Kobe and say who doing what, but everybody got hoes.
Right.
Come on, man. And the chicks know it, too. You know what I'm saying?
But congratulations, it's just what they're willing to deal with. Caught up
but you, LeBron, has been a shining example how to keep that shit at tight. And Carmelo,
hold on. And the people that are saying that it took him too long. Can we tell you what it's like when you marry maybe too quick to your high school sweetheart? Just talk to Dwayne. Just saying. LeBron did all his homework.
Listen,
he gave her time to
wait him out.
If she didn't lose her mind, she'd have lost her mind already.
Wait him out. As my man Corey Holcomb say, make them suffer 1,000 deaths before they receive the sweet elixir of marriage. Make sure she in it for the long haul.
Because, like I said, Dwayne Wade is Siobhan.
How long LeBron been in the league?
LeBron been in the league for 10 years.
And that's been since his high school sweetheart?
They've been together since high school.
14 years of punishment. Pain.
2 babies.
Who is this? It's my girl. Oh, that hurts. Now you have to say this is my wife.
That changes the game.
She's coated in armor now.
But don't do the dummy now being married and then mess up. Don't do that.
No matter. Depends on where he was married. If he was married in Cleveland, there's no half. That's only in L.A. LeBron said, I'm going to get married in Akron.
Now, hold on now. Remember, he didn't have no money. She been there. She been around since before he got married.
It don't matter.
Okay, that's my next show.
He's going to say, like Jordan did, hey, be cool. Don't blow this Nike shit for us. Okay? When it's all done, the kids out of college, I'm going to cash you out.
No book.
Be cool.
You can't have
no book. Here's $150 million. I can't take care of you for the rest of your life.
Let's continue with NBA players.
I'm a happy kid.
In the news. We need to handle this, Leon.
Shout out to Steven Jackson, choked the shit out of Steve Francis, grabbed his throat,
and they looked like they were having a good time together.
Steve
in the beginning.
Francis is a crackhead. Man.
He looked terrible, don't he?
He looks terrible.
Steve, what the hell happened? And honestly, when I see Steve Francis, I get worried about Derrick Rose. Not the crackhead part. The super athletic point guard.
Oh. Because I'm like, damn.
Because Steve Francis just fell off. I don't know what happened. He just fell off. He lost a little bit of athleticism and just fell off. But let's go to another NBA basketball player.
Nobody was affected more than that than Coutinho Mo.
His boo?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
He said it. I didn't.
Hey, man. Hey, dog. When he said, I don't know how I'm going to live
without him,
I don't know how.
That's right under the Hollywood Kerry Rhodes Act.
Why? Hold on. Why is Kerry Rose not in the league?
Right.
Can someone explain that?
NFL, y'all wrong for that. That's discrimination, man. And Hollywood, you bogus. That man can't get no work now.
How the hell is Kerry Rose not in the league? He was a Pro Bowler, 2 years ago?
Starting safety.
And was popping people's heads off last year.
Bad choice.
I'm sorry. Yeah. But let's handle this.
Bad choice.
Let's handle this real quick. This has to be talked about. Lamar Odom.
Crackhead.
He say he ain't got on crack.
No, I don't think he'll crack it. I'm gonna take that back.
That's strong.
I think Lamar Odom suffers from severe depression, and he has to be watched and kept in a certain frame of mind. If you notice, this is not the first time he's sulked. He did it when he got let go from L.A. Came back to the Clippers, sulked with them, even though he was still in L.A. And in Dallas, he just really went off the deep end. Now, I will say this too, though. A lot of this shit didn't start happening until he started dealing with the Kardashian chick.
I'm not denying that.
So,
but I can't say
and
this.
And it makes a good story.
But hold on.
For their show.
Now, here's the thing. If I see this shit all over their show, I'm
done. I could care less.
If I don't, I gotta say, Khloe Kardashian, you are a down-ass chick. Because Khloe out there getting her STD checks and still calling him her husband.
Man, I mean, I don't think.
Five
Chloe
women this year.
Khloe ain't the coldest. I mean, like.
Oh no, I'm just saying.
I mean, if it wasn't for that bag, I mean, she struggled. Like if you stretch the dwarf woman out, that's what Khloe looks like. By the head and stuff. Body, neck down, she bad. But if you stretch, you know how the dwarfs have the little.
Yeah.
That's her head on a regular human body. But I don't think you take the money away. And the dopest, the baddest one is Kim.
Oh,
I get it.
We know that.
I get it with Kim. You know what I'm saying?
Even Courtney.
I don't get it with Khloe.
Even Courtney.
I don't get it. She looks like China if in a fun mirror. The wrestler China, she looked in a fun mirror. And it warped her face.
But you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. Lamar Odom always been kind of off to me.
Have you ever met Lamar Odom? Yeah, but a cool guy. I'd like to have the chance to talk to him.
Have you talked to him?
Yeah. He's eclectic. I'm gonna use that word.
I mean, it just takes him a while to form sentences.
I just think, well, so does Ron Artest, but it's not. It's still two different levels to the shit.
That's New York.
But I just think the man suffers from severe depression, man.
I think it all went downhill when his baby
depression.
died.
Yeah, I think it's clinical depression.
When his baby died, no, to be serious now, when his baby died and then he left his baby mama,
he was done.
He was gone.
And never got help.
And he was good in L.A. with Kobe and everything, winning championships. He was cool. The minute he got traded, his whole world fell apart. And then, like you said, he was back in L.A. with the Clippers. It didn't matter.
Right.
It was like the whole structure, everything
didn't matter.
Was gone.
And then Dallas is just over the deep end. So I hope he gets better. And depression is a serious thing because it's something that a lot of people don't take seriously, and you have to look for signs in it, especially in children and whatever, And that's why I always, when I see my kids just staring off and they not, I ask them, what's the matter? You know what I'm saying? Are you crazy? And I'm because, I don't want you to get up and stab me or nothing.
Ashley just stares all the time, though.
Exactly. But I'm just saying, you have to know, people around you.
You always check on Ashley.
That's the one I talk to. That's the one who's capable of setting the crib on fire. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh boy! See, he done. He tired, man.
But no, man. I just I really hope he gets some help for his depression. I think it's depression more than anything.
I believe it. I believe it.
Shout out to my man Lamar Odom. Good dude.
Real quick, what's his name? Canelo and Mayweather this weekend.
Big fight. We're gonna close out with this. I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah. Canelo and Mayweather, big fight this weekend. The undercard is going to be great, too. Matthysse and Garcia.
Go ahead.
I think the guy from Philly, Garcia, is going to win. He's an excellent power puncher, and he's nice, and he's an up-and-coming young fighter. Canelo and Mayweather. Listen, Canelo has the advantage in the size. He has the advantage in the power.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but Mayweather's experience and his unparalleled, unmatched hand speed and elusiveness. I get tired. I hate people who say Mayweather runs in his fight. The name of the sport is called fucking boxing, not stand there and get hit.
Yeah, I've never understood that.
And that's why I say Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson ruined boxing.
You're mad at the guy for not allowing another dude to hit him in the face. If you're in a fight, do you want to get hit in the face? I don't think so. You don't win for getting hit in the face.
Everybody has this warrior mentality when it comes with boxing, but they want to be smart.
No, it wasn't Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
it was Rocky. It was Rocky.
I'm not gonna give Rocky that much credit.
Because Rocky, when you watch Rocky, you just saw two guys stand in the middle of the ring.
Yeah. Also with Tyson though, we started judging boxers on fast knock somebody out. This is the main reason why Pacquiao rose to fame so quick, because he was a little guy and he no one talked about Pacquiao his first 40 fights. You didn't know who he was. But then this guy starts caving dudes' heads in. Mm-hmm. Now all of a sudden he's the people's champ.
Right.
Now, one time he gets his ass kicked. We're not talking about Pacquiao anymore. And who beat him? A guy that Floyd Mayweather dominated when they fought. It's a skill set. It's a tactician. And if you think about it, Canelo only has, he has 6 to 7 more knockouts than Floyd do. Mm-hmm. But they're two different styles of fighters. I think this fight goes
30. He has 30 knockouts.
I think this fight goes the distance. I think Floyd Mayweather wins by decision.
If Canelo wins, if Canelo wants to win, he's cannot go the decision. I don't think so.
If Canelo wants to win?
If Canelo wants to win, if he wants to win, he has to knock out Mayweather.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
I don't think Canelo's gonna win no round.
See, I feel total opposite. If it goes the distance, Floyd Mayweather has to decisively win all the rounds, because I think this is the perfect opportunity for them to screw the man that they hate the most in boxing, and this sets up a rematch.
Right.
Yeah. He's got a 6-fight deal left, and he's 2 in.
He's 2 in. Okay.
So that's 4 left. So they go the distance. And shout out to my man Keith Archie. He was saying this. I do believe if Floyd wins the fight by, he has to win unanimous decision. Mm-hmm. He has to outpoint him every round. Mm-hmm. If it's close and they go like split decision or whatever, I believe that they would give it to Canelo just to create another fight, generate another fight.
I think there's gonna be multiple fights, because
I don't. I think if he beats Canelo,
it's done.
Who else has he given a rematch to?
Yeah.
Name who's Floyd. And here's my thing: people that get mad at that, I ain't got to give you a rematch. Shit, I beat you. Mm-hmm. Bottom line, whether I knocked you out like he knocked out Haddon, I don't have to give you a rematch. I beat up Marquez. The only reason I probably would give you a rematch because you beat Pacquiao.
Right.
I don't have to give you shit.
Right.
Now, after beating Canelo, people will say, well, who would he fight next? He could fight Timothy Bradley. He could fight Marquez again.
What happened to Timothy Bradley? Timothy Bradley beat Pacquiao and just disappeared.
He could fight Timothy Bradley. Uh-huh. And he could fight Trout.
Who's that young guy he has in his camp?
Adrian Broner. They'll never fight. Adrian Broner said he'll never fight his big brother. Floyd is his idol. Floyd, that's going to be the guy Floyd passes the torch to and walk out. And I want to see Floyd retire undefeated. On the top of the game, undefeated with all his faculties in order. Mm-hmm. Being able to talk and speak. I don't want him to get in the ring with one of these young guys and get beat up. But I will, with that being said, I'm not underestimating Canelo. I think Canelo's a great fighter. And I think this is going to be one of Floyd's toughest fights.
I was about to ask you that question.
Because I think the young guy's going to crowd him. I think he's going to work the body, which a lot of fighters didn't do on Floyd. Mm-hmm. And, to keep that whole rolling defense Floyd does. And I think Floyd will win this fight, but he's going to feel it like a motherfucker the next day.
Kind of like, because I think they said, I was reading up on this fight, and they're saying that the only time that Mayweather's been in a fight where he's gotten kind of
Cotto
is not just Cotto, but also Shane. Last time he fought Shane,
he got rocked with Shane. Yeah. That's the last time he got rocked.
I remember watching that. I was like, wait a minute.
But he said himself after the Miguel Cotto fight, that motherfucker roughed me up. Mm-hmm. Like Miguel Cotto was a big fighter, right. But I don't think, like everybody's saying, Floyd hasn't seen this combination of size and speed
Okay.
in his career yet.
Okay.
Now, Canelo can't come into the ring weighing 170 pounds.
You're more into the boxing than I'm more of a casual fan. With you, I've been reading that Canelo hasn't fought anybody.
He hasn't. You can't name me 10 Hall of Famers that Canelo's fought.
Okay, but he's fought in 41 fights.
That's cool. A lot of the Hispanic fighters do that. When they start in Mexico, there's a lot of stuff that's unsanctioned. They fight. Hell, he probably had over 50 to 60 amateur fights.
Okay.
Where if you look at Floyd, you have to go through the amateur ranks first, and then you come in. If you took their total combined fight records, Canelo Alvarez has probably fought more.
Right.
The volume of fights, the frequency when they fight, a lot of Mexican fights. It's like the same way with Pacquiao. Before he even had his first fight in the States, he hadn't had 25 to 30 fights already. Right. So the numbers get inflated. I'm not saying he's not good. I'm not saying that at all. Please, I'm not discrediting Canelo Alvarez. And he will be a force to be reckoned with. But he's never faced anyone with the hand. Okay, he fought Shane Mosley. Shane Mosley is a shell of himself. Right. Let's be honest.
Right.
Okay? Trout. Fought Trout. Trout's a good fighter. But Trout is not Floyd Mayweather.
Not at all.
He has not seen hand speed. He has not seen defense. Now, Floyd has fought a fighter similar to Canelo before. The kid who was a Garza that tried to headbutt him, and he knocked him out.
Okay.
This guy was supposed to be bigger than Floyd,
and
was
stronger.
supposed to bully Floyd in the ring, but he got frustrated because he couldn't hit him.
Right.
And that's where therein lies. That's when it comes in. Floyd gets the roll in his shoulder. You think you're getting shots on him, but it's glancing off. You're hitting gloves. He's leaning back, and then he starts countering.
Right.
Your eye gets swole. You get frustrated. Now you're pressing. Same way Ricky Hatton did. Ricky Hatton's pressing, although Ricky Hatton was not as big as Canelo Alvarez. I get it, but trust me, for all the big and the power, you lose speed. And Canelo Alvarez could come into the fight weighing 170-something pounds.
That's what they said. The catch weight's 152.
As long as he weighs in at 152, the highest he can be is 153 when they weigh in. But when he comes in fight night, he could be as much as 170 pounds. Now, that also, though, but that's... And the reason why Floyd Mayweather's camp said that that's an advantage for them, because Floyd is used to fighting at 100. Floyd is going to come in. He's going to weigh in 152, 153. He's going to come into the fight 152, 153. That's the heaviest he's ever been.
Right.
So he can make that weight with no problem and keep it and maintain it because his body carries that anyway. Whereas Canelo is used to walking around
180
easy. So now all that water weight, you're going to retain that in that one night. That you could come out sluggish. Anything, because you've been 150 for the past. You've been getting down, working your ass off to get down to 150. And anybody that wrestles never knows that. That's tough.
Yeah, it's tough
to drop weight, and then wrestling day, it's tough. It takes a lot out of you.
So who you got?
I say Mayweather. It goes the distance. Say Mayweather wins unanimous decision.
I think the same thing too.
But if Canelo's gonna get Mayweather out of there, he has to do it in the early rounds.
Right.
Because the longer it goes, the more Floyd breaks you down. His conditioning is crazy. One thing I want everybody to take a look at and watch early. Canelo's chin has never really been tested. Floyd's left hand. Remember when I say this? Floyd catches him flush with a jab. Remember, that's the hand he's hurt twice in the last two fights. He hurt his hand. This last fight, and then the fight before the Marquez fight, he hurt his left hand. If Floyd hurts that hand, that could be a problem.
Right.
So I want to see if Floyd, but I'm just looking forward towards a great fight. And I like Floyd Mayweather. The problem that I have with everybody that disses him, he talks shit. Ali talks shit.
Right.
What's the problem?
Most of the great boxers
talk shit. I said, he's rich. Why wouldn't he talk about his money?
$121 million in a bank account.
On one bank account.
One.
Why wouldn't he? He's the face of boxing right now.
Real quick. How can you fix boxing? Because after he goes, people are saying
it's dirty. It's dirty. You gotta hope Adrian Bronner stays clean. But the people don't like Adrian Bronner because if you think Floyd's an asshole, people really think Adrian Bronner's an asshole.
Do you think they should?
Cause a problem.
You think boxing needs to come on network TV?
No.
ABC, NBC,
Well,
CBS, Fox.
MMA is going to take over.
Mm-hmm.
MMA is going to take over. And if MMA starts, the only reason MMA won't be on regular TV because it's a little bit too violent. But MMA is going to take over eventually. The mega fights are there. Now that Anderson Silva has gotten beaten, there's going to be parity.
Right.
And that you got guys like Chael Sonnen
Yep.
who talks, sells a good fight, gets his ass whipped, but he sells a good fight. But he just won recently. Right. And then you got the heavies, man, the big guys. You still got guys like Alistair Overeem who got his ass beat, but he's still exciting to watch. I'm just saying MMA is going to take over. And I appreciate boxing, but it's just a lost out. If you don't have a dominant heavyweight to come back and it's just tearing people's heads off, boxing's done. Nobody's going to watch the little guys fight. Nobody. Unless, like you said, Pacquiao had people watching because he was knocking people out. But the Russians, when they retire from the heavyweight division, that's it. Unless you got some bruising guy that's just knocking cats' heads off in the heavyweight division, popping tops, boxing's going to go away. Eventually.
All right. Well, that's it for this week. We gave you a full hour.
Yeah. And we were supposed to go quick. I'm going to go to sleep now.
And Leon going to bed.
I'm going to give me some Mighty Wings, some McDonald's.
They back now?
What? All right. With some habanero dipping sauce.
See y'all next week.
Hot wings, nigga.